Hey everyone. So I wanted to start off by saying how this whole thing came about. Went to Colorado a couple weeks ago to visit my girlfriend Kate, who recently signed up as a Beachbody coach. And we've been best friends since forever. So it was great to catch up with her and get her started on her own journey. So we started talking about how she can get people interested and share what we do. And we started talking about how we use the word challenge group so loosely. And we try to explain it to people, but that they truly don't grasp how effective a challenge group is. So we came up with the idea of like, let's do a sneak peek into our challenge group. And I'm going to shout out our challenge group right now and all the coaches that are on this call and the coaches that aren't on this call. If you don't know, we have an army of coaches in our challenge group. And Melissa is the mama to all of us. And she is the core. And none of this would be possible without all of the coaches running our challenge group. So all I can say is if you don't have coaches helping you to work with you on your challenge groups, find someone. I mean, we have a lot in our challenge group, but we work so well with each other. And we're always bouncing ideas off of one another and sharing things. And it's wonderful. So we presented this crazy sneak peek into our challenge group idea to Melissa and the other coaches that run our large challenge group, and they loved it. So originally we thought this was going to be a revolving door. And mainly we were focusing on people that have shown interest but have backed off, or people that are only doing the 2 week trial and then not committing, or just doing the 2 week trial and on the fence of committing. Because we did notice that in our large challenge group, it was getting too big. We were putting people in there that were only doing the 2 week trial and then not fully committing to the Beachbody journey. So we kind of wanted to scale down those people in our large challenge group, mainly so we could love on the people that are showing up every day in our big challenge group. So we presented the idea to the other coaches and they loved it. Originally, we thought it was going to be a revolving door. Hey, let's keep it open. You know, if people commit from our sneak peek group, they get moved into our big challenge group. Well, that became too much. And Melissa was like, all right, guys, bring it down a notch, because it was. I mean, right now so we changed it to 3 weeks. We're doing our sneak peek into challenge group for 3 weeks. And it's giving those people a week to see what a challenge group is, and then giving them 2 weeks with Beachbody on demand, and then hopefully they're committing. So right now we're going into our second week, and Melissa and Kate are going to talk some numbers and the journey so far. But again, we presented this opportunity to the other coaches, and it was also an excellent opportunity for our downline coaches to start getting comfortable with messaging and inviting and presenting the opportunity to people, because we were expressing that this is a free group. And when you use the word free, people jump on it. They want to get in. So it was a great way for us to start getting our downline coaches and ourselves more comfortable with the whole inviting process and talking to people. So we decided that if anyone from this sneak peek challenge group went ahead and purchased a challenge pack or Beachbody on demand, a yearly subscription, we would remove them from our sneak peek group and they would get moved to our big challenge group. And so far it has been a huge success. And I'm going to let Kate and Melissa talk some more detail about the challenge group and what you can find in it. But of course, you know, message us if you have any comments and things like that. So I'm going to turn it over to Kate so she can tell you about some of our resources that you can find in the sneak peek.
Hi, sorry, I've never done this before, so this is exciting. Thank you. So Kaitlin was sharing that our original plan was to have everyone just as a revolving door and coming in and out. And that, I think it was the first day, we all kind of were like, we're way in over our heads. And it just felt like it was too much. And first and foremost, we wanted to make sure that we were giving our undivided attention to our actual challengers and to our people. And we kind of felt like we were splitting ourselves and just not being, it wasn't really fair. So then we shifted to the 3-week time frame. And as Kaitlin explained, the reason why we decided that, just to kind of recap, was because we wanted to give that full week, again, giving us a little bit more time to promote it as well, because we really didn't have, we kind of just like came up with it and then we're like, all right, let's go live, like let's get started. So it did give us like an extra week to kind of promote it and to really even see where it was going. And I think I'm speaking for myself, but I'm sure I could speak for all the other coaches. Like, we were pleasantly surprised with, currently I believe we have 67 people in the group, which is fantastic. So just in terms of like our next steps, and I know I'm kind of jumping ahead, but this kind of goes with like the logistics of things. We are going to close out the group, and by closing out, we're keeping the group alive, but getting our clearing everybody out of the group besides the coaches, and then hopefully with it seems like there's a big interest. Hopefully we would like to do this maybe quarterly, maybe once, like for every season, something like that. So when we were coming up with logistics, we wanted to make sure that we had enough resources for the people in the group. I know, speaking for myself, oftentimes when I'm speaking to potential customers, they have a tendency to like ask for the price right away, and that can either make or break their decision. And a lot of times, unfortunately, it deters them from moving forward. And so this really isn't even focused on a price. It's not focused on selling anything. It's really just, this is us. This is our tribe. We want to have you here. We want to help you. And we have all these resources. And so let's just talk. Like, let's get you comfortable with the terms. Let's get you comfortable with what we have to offer you, with the support that we can provide. So we decided that we wanted to have stories being told. I know, like, I've heard that from a lot of different people, that you're not selling the product, you're sharing your story. So we came up with several different, I don't know if you want to call it a theme or what, but different videos. And each of the coaches that are in the group were able to commit to one and share their story. So I'm just going to list off, just to give you all an idea of the videos that we felt like were necessary. And obviously, if you do end up launching this yourself, you can tweak it to see how you see fit. But we decided to have one about friendship and families, postpartum journey, Shakeology, Beachbody on Demand, accountability, which included the challenge group and Zoom, the perspective of a stay-at-home mom, the perspective of a busy mom, and then meal prep. And in addition to that, we also posted our transformation pictures, and just a little blurb of our story and kind of the different programs that we've tried out and how we got started. And so it really was, I think it was the best way to kind of get the most broad, just the most broad story of Beachbody from every different coach that we had. Everybody had a little bit something different to offer, and so that's kind of the logistics of the group. So Melissa, I'm going to turn it over to you.
All right. Yes. So like they said, we didn't do a lot of preparing as far as like posts go. We can definitely share the list with you, but we just kind of flew off our seat, just whatever came to us. I mean, seriously, like nothing is planned out. We go with our challenges as we go. That may be a little bit of my fault. I may be rubbing off on them. I'm sorry. But anyways, it's just been great just because it's just kind of evolved. Just whenever something works, we throw it in there. And it's been great. So real quick, I just wanted to touch back to what Kaitlin had talked about as far as inviting. We definitely all, like a lot of our coaches posted, like did a post on their timeline or whatever. But sometimes we wait for that to be the only way for people to come to us, and it just doesn't always happen. So just a quick tip. I had the most success with putting it on my story. And what I did with putting on my story was just a picture about our sneak peek, and then I did a poll, and it was just like, yes, send me more information or add me. And I probably added 10 people just from my story, which I felt successful with that. And then I sent random messages. And the people that I picked as far as sending messages to were people that had never responded when I just sent them a cold invite to a challenge group, because when they saw it was a sneak peek, I guess they felt a little bit more comfortable. So I still had a couple that didn't say anything back, but I did gain like 3 that had never messaged me back that wanted to be added. So I felt better about. So I just wanted to say that as far as the inviting tips. Really quick, I'm just going to hit a couple more things that we have added into our group as far as organization. We put our daily workout posts in there, so your sweaty selfies, whatever. Anything that we put in our challenge group, we put straight into our Find Your Why group. So really, you say it's a lot checking in. As far as putting our own stuff, it's not that much, because we just put them in at the same time. So we do our daily workout check-ins. Our coaches are really awesome about going in and commenting. I mean, it takes a lot of time. People do not understand. Y'all understand because y'all do it. But we go in and we comment. I mean, and if you don't see us comment on a picture, that is by some way we didn't see it, because we go in, we comment on every single person's post most of the time. And it's a lot of time. People don't realize how much time that is. And it's not just a comment. They need that support. I mean, you know what I mean? You know how it feels when you get that support from somebody. So we make sure that we do that daily, just so they're seeing that support. And we've also, we've had a couple that have already, I'm very surprised, in the free groups that I've done, I've rarely had people to jump in and be comfortable enough to go ahead and post a workout selfie right in the free group. Now, I mean, they're okay if you push them into the challenge group, but we've had a couple that are already posting in our Find Your Why group. So we're excited about that. I'm glad that they already feel comfortable and feel the support. So we do that. We also are doing our random challenges like we're doing in our challenge group, because we want them to see specifically things that are similar to what we're doing in our own challenge group. So just a few things that we've done. Probably once or twice a week we do a challenge. We did our introduction challenge, so they were asked to just introduce themselves and tell a little bit about themselves, which was it was good. We had a good comeback on that. We did our Sally Squat challenge. I don't know if any of y'all saw that, but we do that from FIA. And so we did it as a challenge in our challenge group probably 2 weeks ago. So we decided to pull that into that, our free group. And so we did that as a challenge. We did a healthy meal challenge, just, a picture of a healthy snack or meal with a recipe, anything they wanted to. I apologize, it's bedtime here. And then we're also doing a challenge so far to invite a friend. So since it is a free group, they're not adding anybody, and we want to make sure that they know their friend is not just being added to be added to our group, because everybody's added to groups daily that you're not asked to be, and that drives me insane. So I told the girls, I was just like, let's just make sure everybody knows that, because I know you guys know it, but a lot of people, they just want to add people who think they would benefit, and sometimes that's not the best way and approach to do things. So we are going to do a challenge of that on the account that their friend is willing to join us. So those are just a few of the different things as far as what we post in there. Checking in, we're just making sure that we stay on each other as far as checking in with each other, with them, and just making sure, because when you do a free group, I know, for example, I'm guilty of just putting people in a free group and then not really going specifically to them. and keeping up with how it's going for them, and have they watched those videos and different things like that. So I'm really trying to stay on top. I've made a list of the people that I've added, and I'm trying to gauge every few days just to ask them if they have any questions, or any questions about the videos or resources and different things like that. So just make sure that we are staying engaged with the people that we've added. We are also going to do a prize in our group. We've done those challenges, and the challenges we've done those for prizes. But we are going to do a prize for anyone who commits to succeed, is what we're calling it. So anyone to commit to succeed with a challenge pack. We're not doing anything regular. We're just doing a challenge pack. We're going to do one drawing. We haven't finalized this, but we're in the works on this. But we're going to do just any of the coaches that want to go in that have anybody that purchased the challenge pack, $20 back on their challenge pack if their name is drawn. So we just think that, we were talking about it, and, as someone who's not bought in, it's hard to see that price up front. And we think that that's something that they would, it would be easier for them to jump in. So we're just trying to think of little incentives here, and we're excited maybe to learn more from Lindsay about something else. So, but we're going to still keep with that for our group, just because we've already been talking about that. But so far, I just want to talk a little bit about with this free group, because sometimes we think, okay, I haven't gotten too much out of this. We're trying to see the positives here. So far, just a week in, we still have 2 weeks to go. Kate said we have 67 people added. So regardless if they are committing, they've been exposed. So they have seen these stories. They have seen how positive these women are. They've seen all of that. So like Lindsay will say, seeds are being planted. Oh, there. Sorry, I just saw that. We're planting seeds. So that's the most important part, because they've seen that they are relatable to one of us in any way that, and they're going to come back. I mean, they're going to be ready at some point, if not now. If they've got it, it's just on their own time. So far we've had 67 people added. We already have one challenge pack that is confirmed. We have 2-year subscriptions. We have a 3-month subscription, when we've got about 7 free trials out. So we're excited about that. We got a couple that are holding off to the 1st of August. I know personally I'm pushing I probably could have had more conversations, but I'm trying to save mine to the very 1st of August. So I'm excited Wednesday to kick off with hopefully using those incentives and different things like that to help maybe get the ball rolling for some of them. Because it's a hard thing. I mean, you think about when you first started, it's a big thing to take that jump. So we're just trying to share the positivity with them that we see daily. So, and really, if the most important thing and the best thing I can tell you is to make sure that you are putting your all into your challenge group, because it makes the world of a difference. I cannot say that enough. Not sure where I don't know. That's the first thing I think about, as far as when my workout's done, is sharing it with my group, because they're there. And, just make sure that you're supporting your people, because they know when it's real, and it's so much more successful. But I just want to thank Kate and Kaitlin for giving us the push to get this going, because it really has been effective. Because I told them, I said, even if it flops and there's one person's life has been changed. So we're excited about it. And I hope this has been beneficial to you guys. And if there's a way for us to share our videos, I'll see if Lindsay wants me to put those somewhere, but they're awesome. I mean, I'm so excited. Like, they did great. Faith's the new Shakeology rep. But anyways, they were all awesome. And if you guys have any questions, don't hesitate. Ask any of our people in our challenge group. They're great.
And I saw Lindsay's comment about our name. So we did find your why, because we really wanted all of these challengers coming in and really focusing on why they were committing to becoming healthier, to becoming, physically fit. So I think that's really helping our challengers too. And we did make a post on that. And I think we'll probably revisit it this week and especially next week. We really want people to invest in why they want to do this, not just, because they want to drink a shake or they just want to be fit. So that was a big part of finding a good title for our group as well.
I just have to share. So just by listening, not even like looking at my notes that I took or anything, I've had 2 big takeaways tonight, and the call's not even over yet. Number 1, when you get an idea, run with it. Sometimes we spend so much time setting it up and making it perfect or making it pretty, and we never actually execute, and you just have to do it. I've been talking to another coach who is wanting to start her own team, and she's like, well, I feel like I'm crazy. I was like, be crazy. Do it. Like, it's not like you're, risking your firstborn's life. You're, just go out there. The worst that could happen is like what Melissa said. One person signs up, one person's life is changed, and nobody else does. Just go with it. The second thing I'm taking away is, God, now it's leaving me. What did you just say, Kaitlin? Oh, so all this time, at least me, all this time, I have put so much energy and effort into creating content for free groups. And in reality, we're already creating the content we need for free groups. We don't have to keep coming up with a clean eating group or a clean grilling group or a mom hack group or, all these things that we've done, which have been phenomenal. They've been wonderful. But in reality, we've got something amazing to offer, and we can take what we're already doing and make it into a free group. Don't give away the cow with the milk, but you can take bits and pieces of what you're already doing. Like Melissa said, you're not having to do extra. You're just having to show them this is what makes this different. That right there is, wow, that's a huge takeaway for me because I've never even thought to do something like this before. And it's so good. So good. I did have one question because I saw that Lindsay had asked something. You were talking, I think, Kaitlin, about how you don't talk money, you don't talk sales. It's not even about that. It's just about like, this is us. This is what you see is what you get kind of thing. And she said, how do you get past that? And so I'm curious, I'm sure somewhere along the way so far, somebody has started to ask about money or cost within the group. How do you address that if it happens within the group?
So
I'm going to shout out Faith on this. Faith has honestly taught all of us a great way to sell a challenge pack, and she's brilliant. So Faith, I'm sorry I'm calling you out, but I really want you to tell them what you have told us because it has worked for me. So Faith, this is you, girl.
So it's nothing that is major. I talk to people who are they want to do 1 year on demand, and I just express to them that you're getting the shakes at like less than half the cost. Like you're leaving that on the table. And most of the time, just saying the words, you're leaving something half cost on the table, a lot of people go for it when you put it that way.
And another big thing that we tried to do in our sneak peek group and our challenge group is we all take turns. If Melissa comes up with an idea, Faith, Meredith, whoever, we have this text message going and it's like, all right, well, can you do it right now? Oh, can you do it right now? So our challengers are constantly seeing all of our faces. It's not just Melissa's face on Monday. It's not just my face on Tuesday. Constantly seeing all of us being present. And I think that has helped big time as well. And it's also taken a lot of stress off of, I think, all of us as coaches. Hey, Melissa came up with this idea, but I have time right now. She's taking care of the baby and 2 other kids. I could do it for you. So work with each other and, you know, take those ideas and just run with them. Just because it was mine and Kate's idea, like, we work with our other coaches, like, it's all our babies. Like, we just want to keep this momentum and keep it growing.
I think another thing too that has been so good is you see these posts about specials, and I mean, you know, we don't try to do that. You know, that's not any groups in here. I mean, coaches don't post like that, but you know, even just when you send somebody a flyer and say this is what it's cost and this is it, I really think what's going to help, and you know, it may not sell all 67 people, but what really is the key are our videos at some point to explaining, because I feel like they can really, and I said this in the video that I put in there, I hope they can see through what we say how much it means to us and how it has impacted our lives. So I just think that comes across in such a much better way than a text or a message. I think the videos are going to be key point if we can get everybody to watch them.
And I think the positivity of not just the coaches, but even our challengers that we're adding to this free group that are starting to comment and participate, and that momentum is building and building. And it's encouraging, it's inspiring. And then when you do end up talking about the cost, I think that's almost like a separate conversation, and they're not really as focused on that because they're like, I want that motivation, I want that accountability, I want that. And I need that. So it makes spending that money worthwhile.
I love it. You guys, this is awesome. And I love the fact that you're like going live, you're sharing testimonies, because that is where most of us are reaching women, because we're women. Like, most of us are working with women, either inviting them to our sneak peeks or inviting them into our challenge groups. And women are emotional beings. So put a price tag in front of me, put a picture in front of me, doesn't mean a whole lot. But tell me that you went from being the girl who was crying on the Old Navy fitting room floor to the girl who is crushing it every single day. That speaks to me. And I think that's so huge that you've tapped into that, because your story deserves to be told, and the people that need to hear it need to hear it. I love it. Are there any other questions before we wrap up this evening? Or do you guys have any little nuggets you think you need to throw at us before we stop recording, just so that people have it on the recording?
I will say that this just hit today. Dig deeper. I know a lot of us are teachers, but I teach PE, and it didn't hit me till today when I had someone from our free group purchase Beachbody on Demand, because she was like, I could do this with my middle school girls. This can be a fitness unit. So then all of a sudden I'm sitting here and I'm like, all right, I'm ready for the beginning of the school year when I'm meeting professional development with all these PE teachers. And I could be like, you could use Shift Shop for agility. Oh, you could do double time, and boom, you know, you have partners working together. So I don't know why that light bulb didn't go off sooner, but it has opened up a new audience for me. So I think just go outside the box too. Don't just think about women, you know, go deeper. I mean, and for classroom teachers, you could be selling this as brain breaks, you know, different brain breaks every day, or rainy day activities in the classroom when you can't go to recess. So that was just something I wanted to share because it clicked today.
I actually had never thought about sharing that publicly, but I did. Like, I hosted a club this year at my middle school, and the whole purpose of the club was to train for a mud run. And then we did the mud run at the end of the year together as a club. And I used Shift Shop every single practice. Like, I never really thought, I mean, I shared it in my stories, but I didn't really share what it was in my stories. I'll have to keep that in mind. That's a really good idea. All right. I'm going to stop recording. This was amazing, you guys. don't make yourself small. You've done something incredible here, and you passing it on to the rest of the team is such a blessing to all of us, and it's going to be such a blessing to hundreds and thousands of people now, because we can all use this to help more people, and that's what we're all here for. So thank you for sharing. This is really awesome. I appreciate it.
I'm sure the other coaches are open to it, but when we clear out this group, if you guys want to be added in and look at the videos, if we end up not being able to share them, I'm more than happy to add coaches in there while we're in a dead period of not adding other challengers in.
Yeah, that'd be great. Thank you. Thank you for being so willing to share too, and so open about it. I love that about us. That's awesome.